This is the Definitive 3 by Mikey. You can disagree, but you would be wrong. We're moving into the 1950s, and this decade is a completely different animal from the 1940s. America came out of the war as a superpower, but underneath all that post-war optimism were some pretty serious problems. The Cold War was beginning, McCarthyism was creating paranoia, people were dealing with conformity and pressure to fit in, and the American dream was starting to look a little different than it did before. So let's get into the movies that defined the 1950s. At number 3, The Bridge Over the River Kwai, 1957. This movie brilliantly blends grand epic scale with an intimate psychological character study. It transcends the standard war movie by examining obsession, military pride, and the tragic irony of duty rather than simple battlefield combat. And that's exactly why it belongs in the 50s. The war was over, but America and the rest of the world were still dealing with the psychological scars it left behind. This isn't a movie about good guys and bad guys. It's about what happens when duty, pride, and obsession become more important than common sense. And sometimes the people who think they're doing the right thing are the ones causing the most damage. At number 2, Marty, 1955. This movie throws Hollywood glitz out the window and replaces it with raw, deeply moving human honesty. It's the simple story of lonely, ordinary Bronx butcher and a school teacher who will find unexpected romance, driven by brilliant, natural dialogue and performances that feel like you're watching real people instead of just a movie. And that's what makes it so important to the 1950s. This was the decade of the perfect house, the perfect family, the perfect job, and the perfect America. But Marty shows us that people who don't fit into that picture, it's about loneliness, social pressure, and the fear that maybe you're falling behind because you don't look like everybody else. And sometimes the most important thing you can do is stop worrying about what everybody else thinks you're supposed to be and just be you. At number 1, 12 Angry Men, 1957. This movie takes a single hot jury room and turns it into a gripping study of human psychology. It's driven by powerhouse acting and clever camera work that makes the room feel tighter and tighter as the pressure builds. But the reason it's number 1 is what it really is saying about America in the 1950s. This is a decade of conformity, prejudice, political pressure, and people being told what they're supposed to think. And then you put 12 men in a room and give one of them the courage to say, wait a minute, let's actually think about this for a second. That's the 1950s. It's about bias, justice, truth, and the willingness to stand alone when everybody else has already made up their fucking minds. That's the Definitive 3. And I already know somebody's going to be pissed that their favorite 1950s film didn't make the list. Good. Go ahead and be wrong in the comments. Friday, we're moving into the 1960s. This is just getting harder and harder.